Hey, what's up? I'm Mel, and you're listening to the H Buzz, the podcast that does its very best to keep you informed of what's taking place here in the Houston area. And as always, there are things to get into it, and I'm always happy because a great deal of the things that are happening in the city of Houston are family friendly, and so that's what we're about, is sharing with you family friendly events that are taking place in the city of Houston and the surrounding areas. And even we like to find things that are free, because in these days, when the economy isn't what it may have been 10 years ago, we're trying to stretch the dollar a little bit further than what we've done before. And so I'm always looking for those things that are fun, exciting, family friendly, and cost effective, or friendly to the pocketbook. And so I think we have some things this weekend that will be of interest to you. And there's a possibility that I do sound a bit funny today because I happen to be a little under the weather. And so hopefully I will not have to blow my nose while I am on air, and hopefully I won't have to take too many sips of water to keep my my mouth moist and so forth. But with that being said, if I do, please excuse me, because I do want to notify you of the things that are happening here this weekend. And I want to apologize to those of you who may download or listen to the H Buzz via the blog page, because we did not get it up to you last week because there was some kind of issue going on. I don't know why it would not upload to the other source that we used to put onto the hbuzz.wordpress.com, but I do apologize for that. And hopefully you guys are downloading the podcast on iTunes. If you can't get it on the WordPress, you can always download the podcast on iTunes, which is simply the H Buzz with Mel Perry, and you can find that in the iTunes store or the podcast listing. So that's the best way to do it, is just on Friday mornings go and look for it there. Or if you do your Friday downloads, or you have your iPod or your iPhone set to automatically download your podcast, then it would be available for you on Friday morning. Hopefully each Friday morning available for you to download, because we want to make sure that it's available for you to get on Friday. And my intention was to have this ready, because I try to have this done for you mid-Thursday afternoon, so that way by Thursday evening you're able to do that. But it was quite a busy day today, and I'm just feeling so drained after a busy day, and this I'm trying to allow whatever is going on in my body to do whatever it needs to do naturally, because a lot of times we take medicine and then that really doesn't allow for whatever infection is in us to come out. Sometimes it just needs to work itself out, so we can always medicate ourselves and not allow our immune system to really just work itself out. So I'm trying to do that, since it doesn't appear to be something really bad, like the flu or something. I'm trying to just let it do itself out. I think it's just a cold. I don't have any fever or anything, so just let it work itself out, and hopefully by next week I'll be good. So with that being said, I don't want to take up too much time. I don't want you to have to listen to my horrible sound today. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you about things that are happening this weekend. Remember, the Renaissance Festival is ongoing. Sorry about that. In Plantersville. And I should have the website. And that's a shame that I'm going to try to tell you about this without telling you, without having the website in front of me. And so now I must go dig it up. Okay, so the Renaissance Festival is going on now in Plantersville, Texas, and that's going on until December the 1st. So I'll have to keep repeating this because it's going on every single weekend, every Saturday and Sunday. And for those of you who have never gone to the Renaissance Festival, you've never enjoyed this fantasy world, you are missing out. Just imagine 55 acres of a village that goes back to the time of the nobles and ladies and lords, back to the time of Robin Hood, and you enjoy all of these enactments, reenactments, and performances. It's just awesome. The costumes, sometimes people should not wear them, but it makes for a really great picture. So um, hopefully that you will get a chance to check them out this year. And each weekend they have a different theme. So there's a theme for each weekend during the festival. But for more information, you can simply check them out at www.texrenfest. That's www.texrenfest.com. So I just want to remind you about that. That is going on all the way until December the 1st, I believe I said. Yes, so here are some other things that's going on this weekend. Something that's really interesting if you want to learn about culture and all that. A lot of us don't really have a clue about the Jewish culture or how things are done in Israel. And here's a wonderful opportunity to experience, especially for people who are Christians and you're really interested in how things are done in the Jewish faith. This is something that may interest you. There is the Shabbat on the Green is happening this Friday, October the 25th at 5:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. at Discovery Green. And it's the opportunity to experience Shabbat like never before. And it's being hosted by Congregation Emmanuel, I think it's Emmanuel, but it's not said Emmanuel like we would say. But anyway, they are doing this. It's going to be a rockin' participatory Shabbat service and concert. And it is free and open to the entire community. It's something that I'm hoping I feel better tomorrow, because I really would like to experience that. I think that it would be an awesome experience. And to experience it's, out there in the live, outside rather, and open for anyone. So that means all of us Gentiles can come and enjoy a Jewish Shabbat service. Houston First presents Louis Bravo's Forever Tango this Friday, October the 25th at 7:30 p.m. at Miller Outdoor Theater. And Louis Bravo's Forever Tango traces the colorful history of tango through music, dance, and dramatic vignettes, featuring an all-Argentine cast, 14 dancers, and an 11-piece orchestra. The 26-member Forever Tango company includes world-class dancers who utilize their own unique flourishes, each drawing from the wellspring of culture inspiration, offering unspoken insight into this mysterious and passionate art form. And truly, the tango is a very mysterious and passionate art. The orchestra is led by Victor. Okay, so now we go into that Spanish thing with the two L's. I think that sounds like a Y, right? So, Lavian. And he's going to be playing various instruments. The accordion, which he's going to be playing an instrument that's like an accordion, and it's imported from Argentina, from Germany, in 1886. So that's interesting. You get a little bit of history in that as well. So for those of you who enjoy the tango, you are mesmerized by that dance, then that may be something you want to take go to. Here's the thing, that it is a ticketed event, and so that means you want to be down at Miller Outdoor Theater by 10:30 tomorrow morning, so that you can pick up tickets for that event. And then if you don't care if you sit in the ticketed area, of course, as always, you can sit on the hill and bring your blankets or your lawn chairs and enjoy that performance, which begins at 7:30 p.m. The Houston Public Media Silent Film Concert, Shadow of the Batman, is happening on this Friday, October 25th at 7:30 p.m. So if you happen to go to the Shabbat down at Discovery Green, you can stick around for this silent film orchestral piece. It's going to be done by Two Star Symphony, performs the original score to a new compilation of vintage film clips by filmmaker Andrei Bukovsky, who will introduce the film. So that's something you can do. It's a free event, and you can take the family down there with you to see this. HEB presents Smithsonian Jazz Masterworks Orchestra, a tribute to Ella Fitzgerald, this Saturday, October 26th at 7:30 p.m., and that is also at the Miller Outdoor Theater. Dubbed the First Lady of Song, and I am a huge fan of Ella Fitzgerald, who was one of the most popular female jazz singers in the U.S. for more than half a century. This special tribute program will present many of Ella's original big band arrangements performed by the Smithsonian Jazz Masterworks Orchestra and feature international vocalist Dolores King Williams. Let's see. The repertoire centers on a special moment in American history by pulling original arrangements done for Ella in the 1940s through the 1950s from the Smithsonian and Ella Fitzgerald Charitable Foundation archives. I don't know why I said archives, but archives arrangements not heard by live audience in over 40 years. So this should be a treat for the Houston audience to be able to hear something that has not been heard in over 40 years. Also happening this weekend, the International Quilt Market is happening October 26th through the 28th, and that's at the George R. Brown Convention Center. The world's largest quilt show. And by the way, I forgot to mention that the Ella Fitzgerald presentation, the tribute to Ella Fitzgerald, it is a ticketed event as well, so you would need to, on Saturday, be down at Miller Outdoor Theater by 10:30 to get tickets if you would like seated seats. Now, back to the International Quilt Market is happening October 26th through the 28th, and it is the world's largest quilt show, sale, and quilt making academy, and it will feature more than 1,500 quilts and fiber artworks on display, shopping at more than 1,100 booths, and more than 365 classes, lectures, and special events from which to choose. Wow, that's a great deal. And if you want more information on this wonderful market, you can visit them at www.quilts.com. That's www.quilts.com. And for those of you who are into gospel music, a Greater Faith concert is happening Saturday, October 26th at 6 p.m. at the Greater Faith Baptist Church. Mighty singing, mighty worship, mighty praise. The evening singers include the Cortez family, Zacardi Cortez, Chad Stevenson, and Jabari Johnson. Tickets are $10 at the door and open at 5 p.m. I don't have an address, so that means you would have to Google Greater Faith Baptist Church to get information as to where they are located. Okay, let's see what else is going on this weekend. Texas Market Day is happening Saturday, October 26th at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. until 5 p.m. at the George Ranch, Richmond, Texas. Explore more than 100 years of Texas history. There will be historical reenactments of skirmishes from the Texas Revolution and the Civil War, while volunteers will demonstrate period life skills such as quilting, cooking, and doing laundry. Can only imagine what laundry was like during the Texas Revolution and the Civil War. There will be vintage baseball games and an old-fashioned medicine show and an archaeological dig. For more information, you can visit them at www.texanmarketdays.com. That's www.texan, marketdays.com. And one of the events that is much loved here in the city of Houston is Wings Over Houston Air Show, and that is happening this weekend at Ellington Airport, October the 26th through the 27th. Aerial stunts, battle reenactment, vintage and modern airplane displays, and more. Oh my goodness, they have so much stuff going on. Special aircraft displays include Tuskegee Airman P-51C, the Rise Above Traveling Exhibit, the Lone Star Flight Museum, Lewis Air Legend, a whole bunch of other stuff, plus stuff for the kids at the Kids Carnival. So it's something for the whole family to get into. And you can get more information and ticket information by visiting www.wingsoverhouston.com. And once again, that's www.wingsoverhouston.com to get more information on that. And let's see what else is going on this weekend. I have a few more things happening this weekend. Let's see. Yes, there is a special drum thing. I don't know the name for it, but it's Dialogue Between the Hearts. It's what it's called. And it's happening this Sunday, October the 27th at 7 p.m. at Miller Outdoor Theater. With energetic dance, thundering drums, and cultural unique costumes, this will be a night that will show the audience why Okinawa is known as an island of performing arts. Okinawa is the home to a powerful, energetic, and lively version of Taoko, I don't know if I'm saying that right, drumming, called Isa, or Isa, I don't know, I could be wrong, but anyway, this name, EISA, is a distinctly Okinawa ceremonial dance which has a history that dates back many centuries, and it was originally performed to welcome and console the souls of one's ancestors during the summer. And so that's going to be happening this weekend at Miller Outdoor Theater. And they will have dance that will involve the use of various drums to create the thundering rhythm and choreograph dances heavily influenced by the Okinawan karate team and things that they do. So it's something that you can do if you're very much into the Japanese drumming. I know a lot of people enjoy that. And here's something that just came up on my phone. The Fallbrook Church presents Worship Without Limits. Another gospel concert is happening this Sunday, October the 27th at 6 p.m. And it's going to be at the Fallbrook Church, I said that, I believe. And it's featuring the Fallbrook Worship and Arts Ministry with special guests Kathy Taylor, Zacardi Cortez, and Nikita Fox. And for more information, you can visit them at www.fallbrookchurch.org. That's www.fallbrookchurch.org. And you can also call them at 281-444-2733. And that's happening this Sunday, October the 27th. It is a free event, free admission at 6 p.m. So if you're not doing anything this Sunday and you're looking for something to do, then you can go and head over to this free event. Hey, that's all I have for this weekend of things that are happening. I'm gonna get to bed and get some rest, and you can sit down and plan what you want to do this weekend. Hopefully you'll have a wonderful and a blessed weekend. If you have an event that you'd like me to mention here on the H Buzz, you can always contact me on Twitter at the H Buzz, or you can email me thehbuzz@gmail.com. And of course, you can always text or call 281-748-6293. That's 281-748-6293. And we'd love to talk about your event here on the H Buzz and let people know here in the city of Houston what is going on. Once again, thank you to all of you who listen to the H Buzz. I deeply appreciate it. And even to the people who are not in the city of Houston or the state of Texas or even in the US of A, I'm still amazed that people from around the world listen and then tell me that you like it on the blog. But thank you so much anyway for listening to the H Buzz. Know this, that I love you and God loves you even more. Have a blessed weekend. Don't drink and drive. Be safe and enjoy yourself.